Okay, the first step in making our pie is we need to make the crust. So I have my Ninja blades here, and I'm going to take some just regular honey graham crackers and just lightly, or just in, pieces that I can move around in, take one of the packs. Set it in there. Then I take some just regular, just like Ritz crackers or butter crackers, and just set a few of those in too. This adds a little extra salt and just, I don't know, just gives it a bit of a different, not as sweet, more of a savory flavor. So we'll get these cut up and we'll be right back. Okay, so now we have them pretty finely crushed. So we just now take our butter that we have. This is about a quarter of a cup, and we'll just kind of drizzle it in here, and then we'll turn it back on the blender and get it incorporated. Okay, so we have our butter incorporated into our bread. You can kind of see that it's starting to pill up a little bit or kind of clump together, and that's what we want. So we'll take out the blade. And you just pour it onto your non-grease. We don't want to grease it. We just want to just take it and just press it into the pan. So let me get that done, and then I will show you what it looks like afterwards. Okay, our next step is to basically make whipped cream. So we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of just heavy whipping cream. And we're going to add just a little bit of vanilla, just I don't know, about a teaspoon, a little under a teaspoon, and then 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. That's probably a little bit more than the next one. Okay, so we will blend this up to a stiff peak, and we'll be right back. Okay, now as you can see, we have a stiff peak here. So we're going to set this aside, and we're going to mix the actual cream cheese portion of it. Okay, the next step is to be able to whip our cream cheese. So I have taken the cream cheese right out of the fridge, and I've set it in a pan of just hot water out of the tap, and I put the cold cream cheese right into the water to let it get to room temperature a lot quicker. So this is just a quick, easy way of getting your cream cheese warmed up without it actually, having to set it out the night before, set it out for several hours, or put it over by the stove. So you can see it's pretty soft, so it works pretty good. So we'll get this whipped up and be right back. And we're just using the same whip, just using like a regular whipping beater, again, just to kind of get some air into it. Okay, so we have our cream cheese whipped. So now what we're going to do is add about a 1/2 cup of sugar. That's about right. And then I'm going to add these little true lemon packs. I have 1 lemon and 1 lime, and these are just, you can get them at Walmart or anything, but they're just crystallized lemon juice, so it adds the lemon and lime flavor without having all that extra liquid in it. So we're just going to add those in, 1 packet of each, and then we're going to get it re-whipped and incorporated till it's mixed together. Okay, so now we have our cream cheese, the lemon and lime crystals, and the sugar blended in well. So now we're going to fold in our whipped cream that we made earlier. Again, we don't want to lose the air that has been put into the mix, so just fold it in. we'll get this folded in and we'll be right back. Okay, so we've got it mixed and incorporated in well. Now we're going to take our graham cracker crust that we had made previously, earlier, and then we're just going to, I just kind of like dropping small pieces across the whole pie. It kind of, again, disturbs the crust less, so if you don't have your crust just combined well, it'll start flicking into your pie, which is, I mean, it doesn't hurt anything, it just doesn't look as nice. So you're going to make kind of just a border here. We just want to fill the bottom of it, and then we will make our peach topping here. It's going to go over the top. So we want it to kind of be evenly distributed as much as possible. Okay, so we'll set this aside in the fridge to let it stay cold, and it'll keep its shape, and it will just kind of also, when we mix up, because the topping is a cooked syrup production, so it will also keep that cold without breaking down any of the milk or the cream cheese. So we'll put that in the fridge and we'll get started on the okay, to make our topping, we're going to be using the Thrive Life peaches. So these are just the freeze-dried peaches, and what we're going to first start to do is add 1 3/4 cups of water. Now this will rehydrate our peaches, so we're going to add 4 cups of peaches. Again, we want to make sure our cup is really dry. We don't want to accidentally rehydrate what we want to leave, so and then 4 cups. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's our 4 cups of peaches. So now these again will just rehydrate. You can see that they're already starting to rehydrate. So now we're needing to add about 1/4 cup sugar, or a little more, however you want. If you like it sweeter, add a little more. If you don't, add a little less. Then we're going to add some more of the lemon and lime crystals, just to kind of, you know, blend it in with the cream cheese filling. I'm going to add just a dash of nutmeg, and then we're going to add just a dash of cinnamon. Now this is that Ceylon cinnamon, so I don't add as much as I would normal regular cinnamon, because this seems to have a little bit more of a bite, which again, that's up to your preference, whether you want to add or not. So then I'm going to add just about 2 tablespoons of honey. This is raw, unfiltered honey that was given to us just straight out of the hive, so it works really well. So again, we'll just get that incorporated. And then we're going to add just a pinch of salt. Now I use the Himalayan sea salt, and to me, I always add just a little bit more than it calls for, because you know, it's better for you. It has all those little like micronutrients, microminerals in it. So plus, to me, it doesn't taste as salty as regular iodized salt. So, and I like things a little bit salty, but the salt will bring out the sweetness of the of the peaches and the honey. So you can see again this is starting to rehydrate, so we'll bring this to a quick boil and then we'll show you what it looks like then. Okay, so we have now, I just brought it up to a boil, which didn't take but maybe 2 minutes. So now what we want to do is, again, you just want to incorporate it, and it kind of again rehydrates. Here I have a tablespoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of water, and so we're just going to incorporate it slowly, mixing it around, because again, you don't want it to, you got to keep it incorporated, otherwise it will clump together and then you'll just have all these little pockets of cornstarch, and so we don't want to do that. So you can see that it's starting to thicken it up more like a syrup. So to keep it cooking, we're just going to put it back on the stove for, again, 30 seconds, just basically raise it back up to a boil, and then we're done. So I'll put this back on the stove and then I'll show you what it looks like after that. Okay, so again, I just let it, literally I just waited to see one more bubble just to make sure that it incorporated well, to heat it back up. So you can see again it's starting to thicken up. So what we're done with making it now, so all we have to do is either you can let it set to room temperature on the counter, which will take a while, or you can put it in a bowl, in a separate bowl, or leave it in this one and put it in the fridge, which will cool it down a little faster. Or you can take a bowl of ice and just set the pan in the ice and then occasionally continue stirring it. But this will thicken up quite a bit after it is cooled down. So we will let this cool down, and then we will put it on top of our pie here. So I'll bring you back when it's cooled down. Okay, to finish up our pie, we have let our filling cool. Again, you can see that it is gotten pretty thick, and our pie here, pie shell with the filling, cream cheese filling, has had a chance to cool. So we're just going to pour it over the top. And smooth it out. Make sure that the peaches are evenly distributed. I want everybody who gets a slice to have a bit of peaches. You also, this kind of also covers all your imperfections of your cream that you put on. So, and again, that is it. That is a simple recipe that is very good. Again, it's made simple because I was able to not have to peel and wash and blanch the peaches. I was able to just use freeze-dried Thrive Life peaches, which are very delicious. This is, of all the freeze-dried foods that I've ever tried, is as close to fresh tasting as I have ever seen. So again, in the link below, you can go to the Thrive Life website and make a single-time purchase, or you can go and become a Q member, which means that you can you fill in like a shopping cart, and then it will, on a date that you choose for that month, it will auto ship to you, which is great because sometimes I get busy. I'm in school and I have a full-time job and I have, a very large family, and sometimes things are forgotten. So this way I'm able to get what I need without having to worry about it. So, and I can edit the card anytime I want. So I just edit it, leave it, and then it just drop ships to me. So again, this is a very delicious, easy recipe, and I recommend that you try it. You can again go to the Thrive Life website with the link below. Please visit my Facebook account, the Rural Homesteader, and then please also like and subscribe and share. And I'm hoping to put up a lot more videos. So again, please comment with suggestions of things that you would like me to cover too. So thanks again, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, another tip for these types of pies with these crusts of the butter lining, when you have them in the freezer or the fridge, if you just take like a 9x13 or something and put some hot water in it, just like right hot out of the faucet, and set this in it, it will heat the glass and which will melt the bottom of the whatever butter is clinging to the base to help it lift out better. Otherwise you're scraping the butter off of the base of this. So again, that's just another tip.